Do not.
right. Don't push the green button.
I think I just pushed the red button.
Ah, shit.
Uh-oh.
Now we're fine. We
Uh-oh.
just pushed the red button.
Yes, we did.
All right,
You
time
pushed
to
the red
put
button. Why the hell would you do that?
it out there for everybody. Come one, come all.
But
Well,
maybe
if you
not.
haven't seen the latest BTE, it's a mixture of both funny, but also there's a Christopher Daniels promo literally at the beginning of the video. And it's actually pretty badass.
I will watch BTE for that. I'm very, very, very much like I I'm over BTE. Like I get it. Like I'm not like saying like it doesn't have its redeeming qualities, but there's certain things you just grow out of eventually, and BTE is one of them. All right. Now that everybody has been informed, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined on the other end of the tin cannon string with CJ at Team All Zero.
Yeah.
And with Easy.
The Creator King is here. What's up?
And Nick might be joining us later. He's just kind of like the run-in guy. He's kind of like he's like the Brock Lesnar of the group. He just kind of shows up. Shows up, makes a splash, and then we don't know if he's gonna be back next week.
Shows up, goes to Suplex City, and then leaves.
Exactly. So we got a lot to talk about this week, but if you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I'm at EC at All In. I'm at CJ locally. If he shows up, went to high school with Nick. Love talking wrestling with them. We love talking about wrestling. We love sharing our love of pro wrestling with each and every one of you out there. However, just like each and every one of you out there, we're just fans. Our opinions are that of any other fan. We avoid insider terms because we are not insiders. We're not wrestlers. We's just a bunch of marks. And, yeah. So, probably going to start with Rampage. A 2-hour edition of Rampage. And, I don't know.
It's actually Super Click reuniting. I liked it.
Okay. I have a whole talking point about that, or part of that may be considered a hot take a little bit later on. But like, it's something that need to happen. I get it, but like, here's my thing: why is Super Click such a big deal when like it was pretty obvious that Adam Cole was like at least with the group? So it's like, okay, yeah, of course the Super Click is back together. He's in the group with them. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why everybody was all excited. Like, oh my god, Super Click! It's like, okay, it's like. If Kane and the Undertaker were in the same stable, then by default, yeah, Brothers of Destruction are probably gonna reunite at some point. Like, okay, like I don't know. I don't get what everybody's mark out moment was for that, because it felt just like, okay, I know. I don't know. Do you want to, since you kind of marked out for it, what made that more special to you compared to, the fact that he came back to rejoin the Elite? Like, what was the difference in your mind?
Wait, which one are you asking?
To Easy or CJ, if she was like excited about it too.
Well, like I said, honestly, it was just good just seeing Adam Cole in his full form, and it seems like he's much happier, just being back with the Elite. I'm not saying he wasn't happy with Undisputed Era, because, well, who knows? We might see a little bit of a reunion with one other member, but anyways, it just still looked pretty cool. Like, you look at the past experience that the Bucks and Adam Cole had before inadvertently killing him off, and then you bring him back, which again, I'm still waiting for the aha moment that, wait a minute, you only brought me back here to stay relevant because you guys killed me off and all that. But I don't know. I'm still looking for that. But anyways, it felt good. This was just great tag team wrestling that we were watching. It was a great match with Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Christian Cage, and also funny little thing. And this was on BTE. This happened during a commercial when Brandon Cutler was literally trying to chase after Jungle Boy with this stupid spray, and I think he got kicked over, which was pretty funny because, Brandon Cutler, a little stooge, but still, it was a feel good moment. That's like, you know what? Yeah, they're bad guys, but still, these are bad guys that we missed and loved. So who knows? Yeah,
Now,
at
see,
some point
you could
they
argue that.
are gonna, but they are going to wear out their welcome at some point.
Yeah, it's like you could
But in
argue
the
that you don't
meantime,
want to feel
let's
good
just
about
enjoy
it.
the moments.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't know. I have a lot to say, or maybe not a lot, but I have a few things to say about Adam Cole that maybe won't make me the most popular person in the world when we start
And is
talking
that
about.
undisputed?
Yeah, that is undisputed. So, uh, Sylvania Rampage, seems like they're continuing the and also with what we see on later on Dynamite. More on that later. They're gonna continue the Men of the Year, Dan Lambert versus Jericho and Hager uh, program. I don't really have a huge problem with that. Just kind of, it is what it is. You know, you want something. It's something good for both groups to do, and yeah, like I don't know. I'm kind of curious if Nick is here. I'm just kind of curious to see if what his thoughts on if he how he's feeling about Dan Lambert now. But I mean, has your guys' opinions really changed on Dan Lambert?
No, I rather listen to Don Callis.
I
That's
like
saying
Dan
something.
Lambert. I think he's lightened up a little bit on the super disparaging remarks on AEW. He's kind of turned a little bit more into the millennial hate, and I
Yeah,
think that that's fine for what he is. Um, I I think it's entertaining. I like Scorpio Sky a lot, so I'm happy to see him doing something because it doesn't seem like he's had a whole lot to do since that brass ring match, or
Or they
even
called it the Sonic Ring.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
where's the lie though?
it was.
It is.
I heard the ding every single time. He's a
He
good guy.
went to Green Hill Zone.
He's a good wrestler. They're both good wrestlers. I like to see them highlighted. I like the fact that Chris Jericho is moving on to yet another younger-ish. Scorpio Sky's a little bit older than us, so he's not a
Yeah.
young guy, but he is, a younger
William
guy.
Patrick in the house. Thanks for coming, guys.
I like the fact that Jericho moves. Like, it doesn't matter how often Jericho loses. He doesn't seem to ever really fall down based on his status. So I like the fact that Jericho keeps working with these people in major programs and giving them some time.
Right. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, it's not my favorite thing in the wrestling world right now, but it's also not like anything where I'm passionately upset about anything.
Party
Also,
Family Office.
yeah, like that, or well, what we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. I also want to give a big shout out to Powerhouse Hobbs. Had the match of his life with Punk on this card, but I think what we all really want to see
That was
is
great.
yeah. I think what we all really want to see is CM Punk finally be taken down by Hook. I think that's what we're looking forward to.
I don't think that's what we're looking forward to.
No,
CM Punk getting what?
that's exactly what we're looking forward to is Hook versus CM Punk. Nobody
Oh,
else in Team Taz whatsoever. No one else. There's no one else there.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's no one else worth talking about. We're just talking about Hook. Hook versus Punk, and then
what
Hook
about that
wins
Ricky
and he
Starks
becomes CM Hook.
fella? I mean,
Yeah, that Ricky Starks guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ricky
yeah,
Starks. Yeah, that's Ricky Starks.
yeah.
Uh,
Pretty
okay.
cool dude.
I
Pretty good wrestler.
some people might
I
like
am
him.
gonna say this. This is literally probably the rare moment, like seeing a unicorn flying through a rainbow. A rare moment of me being a little bit annoyed by CM Punk. Do you really have to do the entrance as you go on the air just for him to go to the commentator booth? It's like, okay. Is that necessary?
They want
Well,
that. They want to capture that
I-
pop. I mean, I agree.
Then go to the
I-
show. Then go to the show or go to your soda shop if you want to pop.
I mean, that's not always possible. Not always possible because sometimes AEW bait and switches the city.
Still salty about St. Louis, aren't you?
Oh, he's gonna
yeah.
be salty for a long time.
Hey, how do you think I feel? You know, they come back to Ohio, but they have to go to Cincinnati instead of Cleveland.
You've had a Dynamite. You didn't get your Dynamite canceled
But
because of COVID.
But we were promised a pay-per-view.
Okay, we were promised a pay-per-view too to make up for not getting make up for our 2-hour show that we paid for, turning into a 1-hour show, and now we don't have the pay-per-view, and AEW's telling us, well, you're getting 15 matches on Dark that are all squashes. Like, why are you mad at us? Or at least AEW Twitter is telling us that, and I don't see AEW the company coming in to dispute it.
Maybe you're getting a Revolution.
I doubt it with because that would be from a marketability standpoint that would be bad to give us Revolution so soon right after the Royal Rumble because you'd be kind of like you'd be bleeding the people dry because the average fan wouldn't be able to afford to go to both. You got to pick one or the other.
Yep.
So
well, we'll see what Full Gear for 2022. Or not.
I've given up, and I've done just like AEW's done on St. Louis, given up. So as far as the original point of why they have to do it, hey, I agree. I'm not a big enough CM Punk fan that I don't get excited hearing Cult of Personality and seeing him walk out. But a lot of people watching on TV
still
are
butchering the sing along.
but a lot of people that do watch him on,
perfect.
they are, and they want to capture the, Also, you want to make this show look good to advertisers. Look at everybody who cares about CM Punk. Look at that. Look at that.
Well,
like that is. It's presentation. That's all it is. Patrick has a good point in here. Not a big Punk fan. Hadn't noticed. Yeah, I'm kind of done with the fuck him, I don't like him sort of trolling. But it is just kind of one of those don't expect me to cry like the other. I'm not making fun of the guy, but don't expect me to cry over him.
well,
but
I mean,
but he's like Scorpio Sky winning the match of the Literal Brass Ring and it not leading to anything is the most meta thing I've heard, and that's very true. Go on.
Wait! Didn't he have a match for the AEW Championship after that Brass Ring match, and then he just lost?
Exactly. CJ had a point, so
we're almost to October, and how many times have we? This is an easier count. How many times have we not seen Sting? How many times? How many weeks has there not been Sting just walk out to nothingness just to get the Sting pop from the crowd?
Yeah.
Like that. Welcome to it. This is what they're gonna do with CM Punk. And probably Daniel Bryan eventually too. I less so I think about Bryan just because I don't think he wants to be there every single week.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Patrick,
this is going to be
Patrick,
a while.
you need to stay you need to stay tuned with your comment about the Adam Cole fan club. You really need to stay tuned, bud. You really need to stay tuned. Okay. So we get to the main event of Rampage. Suzuki Gun versus Mox and Kingston. Really happy Jon Moxley got a moment. And once again, you have Minoru Suzuki looking mid. Not like a legend. Not like somebody that you should fear or care about. He is booked mid. He is, as far as the AEW fan base is concerned, a theme song and a meme. And the one chance that they had to make him look like a badass again was squandered for a nostalgia pop for a has-been. And I like Homicide, but I'm calling it how I see it. It was squandered for a nostalgia pop for a has-been.
Careful, I love LAX.
I love LAX too. Nostalgia pop for a has-been.
There was a better way to get a pop for LAX in this show.
Yeah.
That they kind of didn't go for.
Yeah, a different LAX.
Maybe we might see it in Miami.
I mean, New York is the city to do that in.
Yeah.
Well,
they were on
Miami
the show.
Miami has the bigger Latin community.
This is their hometown too.
They're from
New
like,
York.
They're very, very, very
Okay.
proud of being from New York. Like super proud.
And here's like I've gotten into a shit ton of arguments on, the wonderful, understanding and always full of logical thinking, app known as Twitter.
Who people do you talk to?
The fucking
people on Twitter.
Yeah, people on Twitter. Like how like it like brings up tweets by topic, and you can my topics like Cardinals baseball and NASCAR and IndyCar and AEW. So like there'll be a tweet come up, and I'd say a good 9 times out of 10 the tweet's something I agree with, or is at least logical, even if I disagree with it, and the discussion commences, which can mean multiple things. So I guess eventually one of mine got featured where I kind of mentioned that they have like definitely not booked Minoru Suzuki well at all. Like nothing has been good about this. And basically I got told, well, Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson just like came in, so like who cares? This is just this is a one and done sort of thing, so like why does it matter? To which case I replied with these 2 points. And you can agree, disagree, or whatever. One, would we just whatever if WWE did that to anybody? Let's say WWE brings in Tanahashi and they don't let him air guitar, and he gets beaten 7 minutes by, I'll give it some by Finn. By Finn. We'll get a respectable fan favorite, but they have a mid TV match, right, wrong, or indifferent. And then the whole time, only thing that's brought up is just Tanahashi going, I need to air guitar. I need to air guitar. I need to air guitar. That's all I want to do is just do my air guitar. And the storyline is Tanahashi wants to play his air guitar. And then Tanahashi brings back Shibata. Or he brings in Juice Robinson. For a tag... Juice Robinson. Shibata will never come back. For a tag team match against Finn and someone else. Who would tag team with Finn? Name another strong good guy in WWE. I don't know. Somebody else. And that was used as just a way for a nostalgia pop of bringing back fucking Funaki for a night. If that was how WWE had booked a short stay of Hiroshi Tanahashi, nobody on Twitter would be forgiving fucking shit. And there'd be no standing up for it, and if you stood up for it, you were a dumb WWE stan, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not going to go that far, but it's kind of something I've said in the past. If we as an AEW fan base were to more often go, yeah, dude, they fucked up. And as a group, we go, yeah, they fucked up. Then when people want to argue with us, we're a better fan base because we recognize, yeah, they're bad. That was bad. You shouldn't have done that. I'm a St. Louis Cardinal fan, but I'm not here going, we're going to win the World Series. I'm going like, well, we got a hot streak. We got a chance, but we got some flaws in our game. Could happen. It happened just like this 10 years ago, but I'm also not like going up like, we're going to fucking beat you guys, and we're going to fucking take you down, and yeah. Like,
And Steiner math.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. And the people that justified Minoru Suzuki are the equivalent of a St. Louis Cardinal fan getting up in the face of all the other National League playoff teams going, and we're going to kick your ass, and we're going to kick your ass, and we're going to kick your ass, and then we're going to kick the AL champion's ass, which is not the way to be right now. The other issue I see with this is Suzuki's probably arguably the biggest guy from New Japan that AEW has brought in. And he has not looked like exciting at all. He's looked like, just another player. Was just another guy on the roster. He was just another person to bring in for a few little matches and he went away. Like Yuji Nagata, he's kind of at the tail end of his career. That's his role in New Japan, to make other people look good. Kojima, same thing. Kenta a little less, but was kind of storyline driven. Okay, cool. But you see Suzuki, who I'm not saying he should have won titles or even beat Moxley, but for him looking like this, what do you think Tanahashi's thinking? Or Ibushi? Or Okada? Or Naito? Or Sanada? What do you think they're thinking when they're like, hey, you want to go to AEW? I'm good. I'm not going to go to... I'm not going to go all the way to the United States for 2 months to just look like an idiot and not look like a superstar when I can stay here in Japan where I'm a hero. That's, I think this is
I will
something
admit, that the wrong team won. It should have been Arch Suzuki.
I mean, I don't even say...
Now with Moxley winning, it's like, so... Who's his next rival with?
I'm not even saying that that's a bad call that they won, because unlike WWE, it's like, oh, hey, you're going to your hometown? You're not going to be made to look like a pile of shit. That's cool. But, at least let them commence with the beatdown and Suzuki-gun Ichiban and, bring Suzuki back for one more week to, beat up some schmuck and have a good match where he, gets some of his back, and that's like, oh, okay, well, now you be scared of Suzuki, and you can kind of, maybe leave something to be scared of in case he ever were to come back to want to take on a Jericho, or to take on Kenny, or take on Bryan Danielson. It's like, oh, fuck, Suzuki's coming. Like, if they were to ever bring him back and he were to challenge, like I said, Jericho or Danielson, there ain't going to be this, oh no, there's going to be like, I bet you they're going to say something and I bet you he's going to lose. I don't know. If anybody has any differing opinion, I'm all ear, other than just telling me that I'm dumb for not thinking that AEW made the best decision ever and understand them and played, If anybody has anything else to add that's counterpoint, I'm open to it.
I got nothing to really top that.
I don't have a counterpoint, but I think that AEW as a company thinks that they had an out with that because it was a lights out match. So, it doesn't count. So it doesn't count,
but it counts.
That don't matter because he's not a part of your company. No, I'm not arguing against you. I'm just saying, like, I think that maybe that's why they made it that way, because they're like, well, it's a lights out match, so it won't count against or for anybody. But I 100% think that happened that way because they were in New York and Eddie Kingston was in the match.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. And same thing with Homicide. It's just a matter of, like...
But it didn't do any... I mean, Eddie is made. Mm-hmm. Eddie and Moxley are made, and they could have lost that match and been fine. 100% fine, both individually and as a team.
Especially with a guy like Eddie Kingston, who is, like, very much in the Jake the Snake, and, I know he's not on anybody's A-list right now, but I'm speaking about in historical context, so think about that.
He's also the locker room
Tommy
leader.
Dreamer. Like, he's got the role where he's meant to be come up with disappointment and then persevere.
Yeah, he's a made man. Him and Moxley both are very, like, they can afford to lose. It's going to be okay if they lose. It's not okay at this point if Lance Archer loses because he always loses. And he is. I mean, if you care nothing else, care about the guy on the losing team that you're paying for that, over a long period of time, that came in as a literal monster. You booked him as a monster.
That was all Cody Rhodes' fault, remember?
Well, Cody gave him one loss, but Cody's not been the one to beat him for the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
Cody doesn't show up every single week and beat him. Like, the only time Lance Archer is, like, if Lance Archer comes out to destroy somebody else like Dan Lambert, it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do?
That would have been a good way to send Suzuki off, is just have, like, I know they're doing, I guess they are doing stuff with the men of the year, and maybe you don't want to feed the men of the year to have them crush 2.0, have him get, the God style pile driver and a win and all that fun stuff, and then it's like, okay, so long.
If you can't manage to let them lose and let Suzuki and Lance Archer win, then don't book the match. Don't book the match just because you're in New York. Don't book a match with Moxley just because you're in Cincinnati, because I am getting a little sick of this. I shouldn't be able to predict a winner just based on the city that you're in. I shouldn't. That's not good booking.
That goes for AEW's way of let's put them, let's prop them up in their hometown, or WWE's way of let's put them down in their hometown.
Yeah. That shouldn't matter. Town shouldn't matter. If they're a heel, bring them out 5 or 6 times while you're on commercial so they don't get as big of a pop, because that is a WWE thing to do, and that's whatever. I get the point. I see the reasoning behind it. Fine. They shouldn't just win just because, like, well, it's a great feel-good moment for the crowd, because that feels very
well, Patrick, we're trying to, like, be the alternative to that with this channel, but sometimes, sometimes you can't just be as peaceful. But yeah, I'm sorry, I just wanted to go to Patrick's comment. Continue.
Yeah. No, that's all I had to say.
Okay. But yeah, so overall, like, I get it, again, kind of like using my sports comparison, the Cardinals do need to tighten up, but I mean, at the end of the day, they are winning. They did win 16 games in a row. So
17 games.
17 games in a row. So they lost.
We lost yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought it was a 17-game winning streak you guys had.
Either way, like, we went on a big-ass winning streak, and, like, that should be commended, and we should be pumped up as Cardinal fans. We took a bad, everything was bad was going on, and now it's good. But on the flip side, we can't act like, like, when's the ticker tape parade? Fucking, where's the World Series trophy? We got this shit. No, there's still parts that we can tighten up on. If not to win the World Series, but just in the future, we need that.
I mean, at least you still got the Blues.
Yeah,
I guess not. I do want to say here that this past Monday, I was at the very last Cleveland Indians home game before the eventual rebrand next year, which fans are obviously pissed off about the name change, but frankly, it's like, at least we still have a team. What more do you freaking want?
Are they going to be called the Cleveland baseball team?
Nope, it's going to be the Cleveland Guardians. Yeah, not a bad name, and on a technicality, I could still call them the Windians.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Guardians, check out former Geeking Out podcast guest Todd Black's comic book, Guardians. May or may not have anything to do with the baseball team, but Guardians comic book, Todd Black.
That wasn't very Chris Jericho-esque of a segue, but I'll get ours.
Well, because if it was Chris Jericho, it'd be like, ha, 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 yeah, baseball sure is great. I remember back in 2011 when the Cardinals won the World Series. Man, that was really great. I went to a game that year. It was so fun. I've been to 3 luxury box games in the St. Louis Cardinals, and I was in the 3rd ever game in the new Busch Stadium. We'll be talking more about Busch Stadium. You're a Cleveland Guardians fan. Speaking of Guardians, it's like... Chris Jericho thing, like, has you believing the conversation's still going on. And then hit you with an Omaha Steaks.
I was gonna say, is that why he gets me all hyped up about Omaha freaking steaks?
Oh my! That's why I
Omaha
have like 5 boxes of Magic Spoon on my fridge.
Oh,
Oh, and
speaking
I
of
guess we
Conrad,
can. And I guess this would be a perfect opportunity for me to lean on my new segue on easy tasting cola. So
how is it?
today is Nicole Cola. I actually opened it up because I was getting thirsty. So there's actually some interesting history. These guys were founded back in 1936 in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, I guess not doesn't have the same ring as
No,
North Carolina. Okay, I'm
no.
basically gonna say this. They are not based in North Carolina. But yeah, it used to be called America's Taste Sensation, and then they got bought out by Coca-Cola in the 50s and phased them out. But now they are bottled under the authority of Orca Beverages from, surprise, surprise, in Washington State, just like last week's cola test. But this taste, it's actually pretty good. Like I said, it's called Nicole Cola. The cola is spelled with a K.
And how is it?
It's actually pretty good. Like it's got like a really good kicking aftertaste, but really sweet. And still, this is good.
Okay.
I actually, and I kind of cheat a little bit. Like I tried the Jones cola just a few days ago. So Jones, if you're from Canada, you know exactly who Jones are. They are the ones with they put pictures on their bottles
We love
just from
Jones here.
anybody. Yes. My personal favorite is the strawberry lime. When I tried the cola, it tasted bland. Like it just tasted bland, flat, and it's like, huh. I guess they're more known for fruity beverages. Oh well. But anyways, yeah. For Nicole Cola, give that a try. Just go to your local soda and candy store, wherever you buy your soda at your convenience. And also, last thing before I finally noticed just moments ago, I like the shirt that Geeks got on.
Yeah, I've worn this a couple times.
Yeah.
The only Canadian shirt I
I'm
have other than
I'm
Jericho. But Jericho
I'm
lives in the United States, so it's okay.
kind of a little afraid to watch his Dark Side of the Ring episodes.
It won't be anything like, I mean, it's sad, but it's
I know it's I actually I haven't seen the Canyon one yet, so nobody gave me spoilers. I know it's
uh,
a biography, but still, I kind of want to be emotionally shocked or something.
yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad one, Canyon. FMW is on tonight, and another guy that I had on my podcast helped contribute to that one. So
Yeah.
shout out to that one. So we'll definitely check that one out.
Oh yeah,
But
apparently today is International Podcast Day.
it
That
is.
was trending
So
like
good thing we're
crazy.
doing a podcast. But right now it's time to light the fuse
Yes.
and bring the boom and talk about AEW
Extreme
Dynamite.
Rules?
No,
Oh,
we're not going to talk about the Extreme Rules pay per
good.
view. So Dynamite. So it was episode dedicated to Brody Lee, happened in his hometown. He was supposed to make his debut, but COVID in this episode. The show starts with CM Punk. We've coming out. We've already discussed that. So we'll go to the next part, which is Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. I'm going to let everybody else take the lead on this one because this is something I have a lot to say about. And Patrick, I hope you're still watching.
Hold on to your butts.
All right. I thought this was a great match. Like this nearly was almost like match of the year candidate for me. Like this was a great I guess prime time wrestling that you're watching here, and it was just seeing Jungle Boy kick out of Panama Sunrise that actually got me woke up on the couch a little bit. It's like, wait, he did what? So I definitely see this feud. I guess this was the spark. There's going to be something much bigger for this, and whether or not it's going to be one of them battling for a TNT Championship, or at some point maybe tag teams. You never know if the Elite try to win their belts back, but I see something a lot bigger happening between these two, and I love it.
Okay. CJ, anything you'd like to add?
This was a good match. I didn't absolutely love it. It's not going on my list of top matches of the year.
Again,
I
said
like.
it almost made mine.
Well, I was just saying, I didn't even think about.
It didn't even
oh,
almost
this
make
should be there.
yours.
Yeah, it's this is a fine match. I didn't see anything technically wrong with it or anything. I don't have an emotional investment in it, even though I like both of them. I liked Adam Cole a lot. He was one of my favorites in NXT. I guess I'll just go with what's probably going to segue right into Geeks is I don't feel like Adam Cole is a big deal. And I feel like it's because he's with the Elite. I don't feel like the Super Click or the Elite are a big deal. I think they've got too many geeks. Ha.
Or you could say they got a bunch of nerds.
They have, in an 8-man group, they're half stooges. And at this point, I feel like the Young Bucks are kind of stoogey. It's brought Kenny way down. I'm feeling like Kenny's not a big deal now.
Do you see this group surviving in 2022?
I hope not. I really hope they do something to break this up because I'm not feeling it. They're not to the Hardy family office to me yet, but
Yeah.
they
I
don't
think
have.
I feel like they did for Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. That one moment we had Y2AJ, and then a week later, nope, not happening.
It's like they don't
I
even
wonder
have
like
like,
that.
there's nothingness to me. It's just like, yep, there they are. Like, yep, that's Adam Cole. Like, I'm gonna see a Canadian Destroyer get kicked out of probably 2 or 3 times. Like, that's cool, I guess. Like,
That's
it's a fun
cool.
match, a good watch, but I'm not emotionally invested.
2005 is making us boomers going, I remember when Petey Williams hit one Canadian Destroyer and it ended the match.
I've never seen a Canadian Destroyer end a match.
I have. 'cause I
I'm
actually saw a
reasonably
Petey
sure I
Williams
can
match.
say that.
Um,
In my old lady recollection memory, I have not seen that end a match. And I've seen it come off the freaking top rope, and I'm pissed about that still.
What do wrestlers really have against trying to destroy everything that's Canadian related? Like, what the hell, guys? What do you have against us? Are we just that nice that you hate us?
It's the Medicare program.
So it's our health care that you're jealous about.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right,
you won't let us cross the border.
Europe also has this thing called free healthcare as well. I guess that's why you have a vendetta against them. It's really the healthcare.
I don't even need the free healthcare. I just want to cross the border to get the pills and come back home. All a joke. Don't come at me, man.
You're gonna have the FBI
Well,
at
also
your house
Canada did legalize weed, but I don't really give two.
So did
shits about
Illinois.
I did too.
Yeah, our state legalized all the weed, man.
Yeah, totally fine. Washington
so
State
wait,
trying to legalize
Before
everything.
we get off on a tangent to where you think we're smoking weed,
Well, I mean, like everywhere in the country is legal, not just some states legalized it, and others still think it's a gateway drug. Which, yeah, right.
so here's what I'm thinking. I think this match, I'm going to make an inappropriate comparison here. It's not going to be baseball this time. This match is the equivalent of okay, the proverbial wad has been blown. You can't go anywhere else now. You know, I respect Easy's opinion saying, "Oh, this is so cool, it's so epic," and that's fine. That's fine. Like there is still something that could be done. But here's the thing. Where do you go from here? Okay, like this kind of had some shades of MJF and Sammy Guevara, where it's like he's kicked out of your finisher and it ends on a low blow. What the fuck? That's not good. That's stupid. I'm not fucking carrying around a tennis racket, but fucking if a finisher's why fucking have finishers if none of them are gonna end a match ever again except for one? Like, and then that's kind of went dawned on me. Oh my god, this is every fucking Adam Cole match ever. That's all Adam Cole matches are anymore since he forever. Hey, I'm gonna use my finisher like 8 times and we're gonna kick out of him because everything has to feel epic. Well, I'm sorry, not every fucking match needs to be, oh my god, epic. I'm not saying Jungle Boy and Adam Cole didn't have the right to be a good match, and shouldn't have been a good match, and shouldn't have done well to advance the story and advance Jungle Boy and advance everything that's going on. That it should have. But you've already done this. Like, where does Adam Cole and Jungle Boy go together anymore? Except for I have an idea. Let's put a bunch of ladders and let's put a cage and let's set the cage on fire and then wrap it in like AIDS needles. Because that's about as far as we can
Why are
go
you
now.
giving WWE ideas?
Why did you go straight for the AIDS needles?
That is my friend.
I already loved it with
That is-
the cage set on fire, which I'm thinking, okay, why has no wrestling promotion done that? Please. We've had Inferno matches, but I
Stop.
would love to see a cage.
Because
on
people get
fire.
really hurt in the
Yeah.
Inferno match.
Hey, watch the FMW
Damn.
Dark Side of the Ring, and you'll watch where hey, sometimes
Actually, wait, you know what?
fucking around with fire is not always fun. But
You know what? If you give that match to Nick Gage, he'll think it's just another Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you should give that match to Nate.
Yeah. But anyway, and then back to the
And
whole,
he'll bring his pizza cutter with him.
back to the whole Let There Be Carnage is amazing, Homie Bloodier. We definitely want to check that one out. But here's the rest of this. And I don't dislike Adam Cole. I like Adam Cole. I enjoy him. I've met him. He's a nice guy. He seems like just a wonderful human being, and he has talent. I don't think he's terrible. But I'm a little sick of everything, including a match on TV. I'm not saying you make TV matches just complete squashes and dog shit like they are on Dark and Raw, but not every match needs a finisher kick out. Why not have the low blow and then the Panama Sunrise? There you go. It's over. And then the only reason he was able to hit that son of a bitch was because he hit the low blow. What a piece of shit. Jungle Boy's gonna get him next time. Not everything is an NXT takeover or a fucking pay-per-view or the Tokyo Dome or a Death Before Dishonor where you need 8,000 where you need to just have 1,000 finisher kickouts. That's you can say okay boomer, you can say you don't understand AEW the Elite Adam Cole Bebe's greatness. Athletic_geek89. Tell me I'm a boomer. It's fine. But on the other side of things, when it comes to Adam Cole, I've just kind of realized this, since he's been in AEW, I'm not excited about Adam Cole anymore. I'm not. I was excited about him in Ring of Honor when he was the guy, and I was excited about him in NXT when he was the guy, along with Gargano. But now, in AEW, he's not any less of a good wrestler, in my opinion. But, oh my God, we're going to have Adam Cole tonight. It's just kind of okay. Give me Sammy. Give me Darby. Give me Eddie Kingston. Give me, he wrestled Jungle Boy. That's cool. Give me Bryan Danielson. When he was in Ring of Honor, I was excited about Adam Cole matches. I would go to shows with the intent of can't wait to watch the Adam Cole match. And NXT, I was wearing an Undisputed Era shirt, excited to see him wrestle Johnny Gargano in the main event. That's but now I guess
Right. And I'm still pissed at the ending. Sorry, just still am.
But it's he's, as far as Adam Cole, he's a good talent. He's on, bringing back the baseball analogy, in Ring of Honor and in NXT, he was batting cleanup, or he was, but now, I don't feel like he needs to be batting cleanup. There's a lot better hitters out there, and he should maybe be 5th or 6th in the batting order. He should be there for an RBI and not the grand slam. That's going to piss some people off, but I'm not into Adam Cole anymore. There are things you grow out of, and that isn't to say that he may not at Full Gear have a great match with somebody. I'll be like, hey, that was match of the year candidate. That was a good match. Like there should have been like, you know, he should have kicked out of, the from the top of the cage, double somersault fuckinator that time. But maybe not on Dynamite or Rampage. Maybe a few things should be held sacred on TV as far as moves are concerned. There you go. So there's that, and
Are we at the end of the show already? I'm just kidding.
On to the next.
On to the next, and I think after that you're gonna have to see the subscriber count go so far down that you won't ever have to drink there, Easy.
Hey, I'll still do it, but I think we can just change it to whenever the next pay-per-view we can all.
But I'm just saying, I'm probably not gonna get to 200 subscribers because I just kind of said I'm not really into Adam Cole, and that's sacrilege in some circles, bro.
No, sacrilegious is saying Crown Jewel is the reason why I watch WWE.
Well,
That's
there's at least
sacrilege.
one person in the world that says that. He's the person that writes the check for Crown Jewel, but
All right, so
right into that. Now watch the subscriber count go down.
Yeah.
I didn't say I endorsed
we
it.
didn't say we liked him. We just said that there's one person
Said
that
it
believes
exists.
and that person is
Well, maybe
Sonny
it's that
Prince.
one person that's got so much power that suddenly, boom, we lose everybody.
That person has so much power, I might end up dead.
Yeah, we may.
I've done it now.
If we suddenly go missing, that is why. So okay, next part. We have a segment between Danielson and Kenny.
No balls.
Kenny No Balls, which as an inside joke with one of my friends who was having a birthday today. That's where the AIDS needles joke came from, and another joke he had was no balls. So I guess the day before his birthday, I was thinking of him on his no balls comment that he would always yell at us for one reason or another. So good segment. You can tell they're setting up more. Probably setting up fucking having Kenny and Brian at Full Gear, which would have been great if had it not been.
Anyways.
At least you're not missing Hangman?
Now, where do you put him in the picture? Or do you do this afterwards?
I don't think he comes back into the picture until after or at Full Gear.
Yeah.
But he is, marketed to be at the Virginia show.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens when they get closer.
He's been so quiet. There's been rumor and innuendo he was taking a full year off, and I'm inclined to believe it now. I emphasize rumor and innuendo that he was taking a year or two off, and with how MIA he's been, not completely unfounded feeling at this point, but that's also a good way for us to lull us into a false sense of security. So who the fuck knows? And this is one thing I'm willing to take that ride on and maybe not speculate. So Andrade El Idolo challenges the Lucha Bros over the AAA tag belts. I'm on board with this. More synergy between AAA and AEW. Don't really. If it wasn't for the knee injury, I'd say it'd be really cool if Naito became his partner. But also, it's one, Naito's out with a knee injury, and two, Naito is not wrestling for AAA ever in his life ever. So there you go. After that, we have Matt Sydal and Dante Martin, which it's cool to see Dante Martin. I'm really becoming a fan of his, starting to really come around on him. But still would rather have seen Mike Sydal because St. Louis represent, yo. Versus Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson.
This is literally starting to bother me. What the hell is with the hate on Cody?
He's turning heel. He's turning.
Yeah,
turning
now you want the heat.
Now you want it because he's turning that way.
Okay, but still, even beforehand, it's people are saying like, oh, he's been like burying people and he always puts himself on the top. What? Name me the last time before the Malachi match that he put himself over. Okay, between Double or Nothing and his match with Malachi, what has he even done since then?
With QT
Literally
Marshall.
nothing. So okay, the QT Marshall thing is like just
No, but
dumb
no. I mean, like I'm
insult
with you,
me.
but it's like they're gonna get pissed off about that. But
But if it's
yeah.
because he's only booked so that way he can win over, it's like actually no, he's been losing to those guys because he knows how to put
he
others
should have
over.
put over Anthony Ogogo.
It's like so freaking what? Also, you're in Florida. Do you really think you want to see them? You really want to see Floridians watch a foreigner win a match? I'm just being realistic here. But
I'm
also,
not even going nationalistic with it. I'm taking the same point I did then. Third fucking match ever. Yeah, ask John Moxley to put over somebody in their third match. Ask Kenny Omega to do it. Yeah, not gonna happen.
still though, it's like it's getting ridiculous here.
I think the reason.
But anyways,
and here is like the final word on it. And here's just like what's gonna happen. Cody's always gonna get hate because he's not what the internet likes. Like he is not an internet style wrestler. He is not Adam Cole. He's not the Young Bucks. He's not Kenny Omega. He's not a. He is an old school.
The reason we have AEW to exist.
No, because in their
Nope.
mind,
Okay,
and well, to the mind,
it would be so much bigger if Cody Rhodes didn't exist.
Yeah, and to the minds of the people that don't like Cody Rhodes, and because of his style, in their head, this is the vibe I'm getting and what I've read from all over the internet, from Reddit to Twitter to even just personal conversations. All Cody Rhodes is a piece of shit that has no talent, who wrestles like it's 1980. That's number one. That's passe, and that's unforgivable. Number two, he rode the coattails of the Elite. He's a piece of shit that rode their coattails, and he's an asshole that AEW would be so much bigger if Cody Rhodes just would have went and played fuck off and let wrestling progress like where the Young Bucks are taking it and not take it back several years like Cody Rhodes is taking it. And therefore, also in the same vein, Cody Rhodes, since he's taking wrestling back, he's also, anytime he wins a match, he's a bad guy for doing so. He buried Lance Archer. This is not how I feel, but this is how he buried Lance Archer. He buried Anthony Ogogo. Darby should have just won the first time. So when you don't like somebody, don't like their style, don't appreciate your work, you will find whatever reason to go fuck this piece of shit.
Also, the Brody Lee, when he pulled the title back off Brody Lee, like he just came back and just pulled the title right off of him. It didn't even matter. Just completely squashed it. Didn't even matter.
Little did we know that Brody was.
I was gonna say there were some things going on that
there were some things, but people
just hate Cody Rhodes because he is not, especially on the internet, he is not the Dave Meltzer 6-star match guy. And when the other people that he shares EVP positions with are the 6-star match guys, and Cody Rhodes is considered as big of a deal as the Dave Meltzer IWC 6-star match guys, the IWC is going to go, that's bullshit, fuck him, fuck anything he does, and anything short of him just retiring and going away forever, or being on the first match of Dark, losing to Peter Avalon and having Peter Avalon put a saddle on him and ride him like a horse with Cody Rhodes going, I have no talent, I have no talent. They're never going to like Cody Rhodes.
They wouldn't even like that.
Yeah, they would say like, oh, fuck, has to make a big deal of the fact that he has no fucking talent.
Why does he have to go on TV and take time to admit he has no talent? Why did he have to breathe that way on television?
Yeah. So it's just, he's not one of the chosen ones. Adam Cole is one of the chosen ones, which is why I said I'm going to get some hate for saying what I did. If I would have gone on here and said Cody Rhodes sucks, and this match sucked, and everything about it sucked, I'd probably gotten 12 new subscribers because they're like, I agree with that shit. But now we're going to a character change, so I think this is a good thing.
I will say, like, I was a little bit shocked with like Arn Anderson's like promo, and then the whole thing about like if he gets hijacked, he'll just put a gun in your brain. It's like, okay, I'm not sure whether I should be scared of him now.
You should be scared of Arn.
Scared of Arn Anderson.
You
Yeah.
should have been scared of him before.
Yeah. So here's what's funny. Here, like, first of all, that's a great promo, and like Arn is still the fucking man with promos. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, fucking Arn Anderson. Like, I could listen to Arn Anderson promos all day, every day, and it wouldn't get old. But
Oh.
he makes that comment, and there was actually a story about a fan that went to his house asking for an autograph.
Just strolling on up.
Just
ringing the
up
doorbell.
Rang the doorbell, had his NWA television title, and asked Arn Anderson to sign it. And Arn just got up and signed it and said hello. And they took a picture of it and posted on Facebook of him going to Arn Anderson's house.
So the theory goes that part of the promo may have been to discourage people from just showing up at Arn
Anderson's house.
Mrs. Anderson didn't play that shit.
Yeah, they said Mrs. Anderson is the one that owns the gun. That was said on his podcast, like from Conrad. Don't do what this guy did. Mrs. Anderson has a gun.
If we ever meet him, I'm going to get one of those doormats for them that says, I hope you called first.
Oh,
it's a good idea, but still,
I'm going to do it.
Awesome promo.
That should be our t-shirt idea. Like, it falls under, did something happen?
Maybe.
Did you call first?
Did you call first? I'm not answering.
But yeah, I love this. I mean, like, it was shocking, but you know what you needed? You needed some shock. Like, Cody, I will even admit, as a Cody fan, he's felt very mundane, and he needs this villain turn. And you know, here we go. Arn says, "You're a loser, and you've gone soft, and I don't want to coach you anymore." There you go. I don't know. I'm looking forward to see where this goes.
So do we bring in the Nightmare Factory like what Brandy did, or we just brush that under the?
We don't bring in anything that I other than a shot of Brandy.
I know. Trust me. Even I thought it was like that was a little bit stupid.
Other than a shot of Brandy, we don't talk about anything Brandy Rhodes does. Prior to this, I'm sorry, and I like Brandy, but other than shot of Brandy, let's leave the memories alone.
C2E2, I got a taste of like how Cody and Brandy met, and it was in Toronto. So you're welcome that we have those guys as a power couple. Just my opinion, I think they're an awesome power couple.
Oh, it's even better when you watch the shot of Brandy and you find out that Cody Rhodes is a action figure collecting pun machine, like somebody else who you might know.
Someone had a big realization watching the latest shot of Brandy with guest star Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And she makes some pretty kick-ass food and drinks. Just saying.
So the next one we got is Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin versus Anthony Green, Bear Boulder, and Bear Country. This was kind of...
This was a match.
It was there. I really don't have
things happened on the match. Jon Moxley got on the card. Everyone's happy. The end.
Sting.
Yep.
Sting got on the card.
Yep. Sting got on the card. Sting! There you go.
And now
a vignette with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Ruby Soho talking about their match.
Are we gonna get a rematch?
We might. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get a rematch right away, but we kind of have the whole leaving the meat on the bone.
Yeah, like we're gonna come back to it, but we're gonna follow our rules and say like she's not the top anymore. She hasn't, she won her shot. She lost the match, so she goes to the bottom of the list because she's now 1-1. So she's got to work her way back up.
Real quick, and yes, that's a good story, and that's something be really cool to do that with Ruby. But Miss Ace also in the chat has said more like Armed Anderson. Am I right? So gold star for him today. Armed Anderson.
Watch
That
that
needs to
literally
be the
be
t-shirt.
a
That
new
does.
t-shirt. Yeah.
Probably at
Pro Wrestling Tees, come
arnshirts.com.
on, if you're listening, do it.
Oh yeah, Arn has a Arn has a shirt. Because that's the cool thing about Pro Wrestling Tees and all these wrestling podcasts is like the one inside joke from the podcast gets a T-shirt, much like one Arn Anderson T-shirt called Pecker Checker, with the circle, with the Ghostbusters circle and the line through it. Someone once asked him on an AMA how big is Batista's dick, and he said, "I've had a lot of roles in wrestling, but being a Pecker Checker ain't one of them." So he has a T-shirt that says Pecker Checker with the thing out. And then I meet Arn Anderson, and I'm wearing my Four Horsemen shirt which was part of his T-shirt collection. And he's like, have you seen any other shirts? Yeah, there's one I think's hilarious, but I'm afraid to wear it. And he just looks at me and goes, Pecker Checker? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. There's my Arn Anderson story.
Right.
So, Dark Order and Orange Cassidy versus the HFO. Kind of a standard match with a lot of shit going on, but I really
saw Amanda.
I really liked how she brought peace to the Dark Order. I don't know how long. I don't know if that's a permanent thing or if this is just like a hey,
just one night only.
One night only deal, but hey, cool.
I liked that -1 through papers at Uno.
I did. I liked that part.
Yeah.
That almost made me cry.
Yeah.
Oh. I would be honored if -1, he puts me through Concussion City by throwing paper at my head. I will literally get him to do that as hard as you can, man, and I will sell it.
You also self-sue, does it? You self-sue.
Yeah.
So Lio Rush has a debut vignette. On one hand, I was pretty excited because I'm like, fuck yeah, debut vignette. Yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Fuck yeah, AEW. You give me a vignette. Woo!
Tony Khan saw your episode last week. Tony Khan must have saw your episode about vignettes.
Now make Suzuki better. But here's the next part. Where's Lio Rush gonna fit in and all this shit? I'm already saying just Minoru Suzuki couldn't fit in, really. But where is Lio Rush gonna fit in? Really.
Is he wrestling or is he gonna be a manager?
He is all elite.
Why would he be a manager though, right? Because he had a career-ending injury.
I think he's gonna wrestle.
Are you sure?
He didn't come in as
I thought he literally said there was an injury that he no longer can wrestle.
Well, I think he had an injury. He came out and he said I'm not going to wrestle anymore. I'm retiring. But I think that he had the injury and the retirement came kind of as a result, but I don't think it was I have to retire because of the injury. Cuz he kind of sounded more like he had a burnout moment. But now in hindsight, cuz that wasn't that long ago, it kind of seems like he just wanted out of some contracts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I'm looking at his wiki and it's I don't see anything.
Yeah. I'm not liking this very much.
Yeah.
The whole I went back and I watched that vignette again and I still I get where the premise is going with it. That he's gonna kind of be like a junk bonds dude, but that's not what he was talking about, and it didn't make a lot of sense. And for my accounting brain, I'm like, that doesn't sound right, and so it takes me out of the moment. I'm like, nope, that wouldn't happen. That's a loan shark, and that's illegal.
So other than that, FTR interview, cool. Dan Lambert interview on about being overlooked. This was touched on earlier, and Patrick wins with that. Yeah. Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb set for next week. Yay.
That's
all about
exactly
that.
what we talked about last week. Is it nothing like title wise is on the line,
Just
but it's a match that matters, and they put a reason for why it matters, and that's
do
good.
more
Do
of
this.
that.
TK, yo,
Yeah, you're still
do
watching.
this.
You still watching
Do
this?
this.
Okay. Do more,
More
of
of this.
this, and then after like a year of this, then you bring that new belt in, buddy. Then we're copacetic.
Yeah.
Then we have the Bunny and Penelope Ford versus Ty Conti and Anna.
Yeah.
Um,
And now
good match.
comes the
You gotta love -1 being out there with them.
That was the moment that made me
10
cry.
years. In 10 years, he's going to be with us.
Hype
And
for again. Hey, more of this. Hype
Yeah.
for another match. Jade Cargill versus Thunder Rose versus Nyla Rose. Hype about a triple threat match. Yes.
A
More
reason.
of this, Tony Khan. There's a reason for them to fight. They're excited. There's purpose. Yes, Tony
They're
Khan. This is
good
what we want.
wrestlers.
Yes.
Getting some time,
Right.
developing the characters.
Jade
Yeah.
Cargill's in there with 2 veterans. That's gonna help her.
Who's gonna win? Because Thunder Rosa is ranked #1, but Jade Cargill has just plowed through everyone so far.
And
And
Nyla is
Rose is
Nyla.
a beast.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, who's gonna win? I don't know, but I'm here for
Now,
it.
now are we all set for, once again, how many buttons can we push this week starring MJF?
Yeah.
Oh
Push
my
the red button.
God, this. Oh my God.
I mean, it was a good segment, especially with, like Darby's rebuttal and everything, and you know, and MJF was right about like the 4 pillars of young talent. I'm more interested in seeing all of those, except other than
Honestly,
Adam Cole.
I'm more
At
hyped that
this point.
MJF Darby, like, we haven't had this yet. And finally, we're going to have this. 2 of the, like, fastest, youngest
We
rising
did kind
stars
of
in
have
AEW.
it.
We had, no, they've never had a rivalry before.
Well, they didn't have a rivalry, but I think that they had a no. They didn't have a match.
No,
they had
never had
they
a
had
match
kind
before.
of a thing. They had a friction, but they never had a match.
And
Like real early on, I feel like I remember them kind of because I feel like some of the things that were said were a little bit of deja vu.
Right.
it seems like now MJF is just really pushing on it. Like, ever since, like, making jokes about, like, Pillman and abortions, and then it's like, suddenly it's like, how many buttons can he push now before Tony Khan saying, we're gonna have to stop for a while? Just like with Max Caster, except no. What he said was, well, again, my argument about this is you had 1 week to not air that at all. They blew it. That was AEW's fault on that end. But anyway, so back to here. Like, like, I'm just sitting there thinking, oh my God, is Darby gonna, like, just beat him, please? Or Wardlow just kind of just
But I
step
liked
in?
how I liked how he didn't beat him because he's like, I'm not gonna let you get to me. And then
actually.
that
was perfect.
and then
Darby
that
was
got
just
to
like,
MJF.
keep going.
But the
going.
thing
Let's
is,
do
it's
it.
like but now you're wondering with MJF, it's like, okay, now he's got the MJF, so it's like, is MJF gonna start getting like, okay, I'm gonna invoke Sting here, but like, is it gonna be like how Sting played the mind games with the NWO? Is the roles gonna be reversed, or is it gonna be something a little bit more along the lines of like, okay, now if he can, is MJF gonna step up his bully game and things just gonna get real fucked up soon? I don't know, but
Give
I
us
want to find out.
really fucked up things. Yes, please. Come on, let's do it. Because it seems like you really can't emotionally break Darby anymore. He's just invulnerable. No matter what you're going to say, he's just really like, tell me something that's never been told in my life. Like, this is somebody that has legitimately, he was in a car crash with an uncle who was intoxicated. He has intentionally lived homeless before. So what spirits can you honestly break out of Darby anymore?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a good program.
This is just a whole new level of badassery that you see out of Darby.
Yep, I'm
like,
excited.
Right up the levels of Jeff Hardy minus his stuff, which we're not going to talk about at all.
I'd say even better than Jeff. I'd say Darby's even better than Jeff Hardy. I feel like Darby has a better charisma
Well,
about him than Jeff. Like as far as like on
yeah,
the
with
mic.
Jeff Hardy and his demons, it's like
Oh no,
that was just
I'm not trying to bring up his demons. I'm just saying like Jeff has a charisma. You know, he resonates with a lot of people, but like
Mhm.
Jeff could never do that promo really well. And even though it's like, I'm not saying like Darby's The Rock on the mic, but
No.
like Darby has like kind of that promo presence a lot better than Jeff Hardy did.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, and in this instance, I think everybody can relate to Darby because
Mhm.
everyone has, almost everyone, I'm sure, has someone they can point back to in their past or present that's like, yeah, I've had somebody say something nasty to me like that that's just trying to break me. And Darby's like, yeah, stood right the hell up to that. Like I think that a lot of
Mhm.
people are like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to see this bully, this whoever get their ass kicked. And so they put in their bully on MJF's body and they punch it
Mhm.
like Brandy Rhodes.
Wait, since when was Darby married? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was married to
Gigi.
no, it wasn't Gigi,
Yeah.
it was
I'm reading
Priscilla.
on the
no,
comments
it's
what
GG.
Mercedes said.
Oh,
Was it Gigi?
he was. I don't know what her name is in NXT, but it was Priscilla Kelly. Yeah,
Oh, I remember.
you know what I'm saying? He can't.
I really hope they don't go with the whole kidnapping
Yeah, I hope
cliche
that. Yeah,
because
that'd be bad.
that ranks up there with student versus teacher, and of course the biggest cliche of wrestling of all time, the love triangle. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
No.
So finally, we're gonna get to the main event of this here show: Miro versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship. This was the match of the night.
This was beautiful.
This was the match of the night, and I honestly like. I wasn't shocked at the ending, but like, part of me, I just didn't think they were gonna pull the trigger. I was surprised, and I got into the match, especially there at the end. But it's just kind of like, oh shit, he won! Yes, yes, this is good. Yes, I love all of this. Yes.
Yep.
Um, this is
And
kind of
then
one
to
of
top it all off, immediately he has another competitor, Bobby Fish.
well, I do want to like kind of make one point about this match. There's not really a whole lot we can say about this match other than go watch. This is one of those matches
Yeah,
that
just watch
just
it.
like, yeah, you
Just
just
watch it.
check it out. There's no real like, there's no real subtleties that need analyzed, right away. You just need to watch the match. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. But then,
Do you
yeah,
see a rematch happening between these two at some point or no?
I
No.
don't feel like I feel like it's kind of onward and upward for Miro. I can see a Miro Moxley feud taking place.
We got a comment. If MJF has less restrictions than Caster, then he might have his imagination be his limit. But I don't know. Like he Ace brought up earlier, it was like MJF going after Sting. It's like I don't know. I don't know if he
Maybe.
keeps Sting out of this.
I'd say that too, but I could see MJF going after Sting. I mean,
Yeah. Or just have like the Pinnacle jump him or something.
Yeah, I mean the Pinnacle's already kind of going after Sting, so I can see MJF kind of weaving in and out of that.
yeah.
Do you see a Darby versus Wardlow match at some point?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the tease tension with Wardlow and MJF that they keep kind of. They go to it and then they put it on the back burner. They go to it and they put it on the back burner, and they go, and it's really well done. That like eventually when that explodes, it's gonna be like, well, here's the clues started coming as far as like right after All Out 2020. Like there was some subtlety. This is where it began, and like that's what I'm really interested to see when that finally happens. So yeah, and then Bobby Fish got challenged for put out tweets wanting the TNT title. I really don't know if I want them to sign Bobby Fish because what the fuck are they gonna do with him? But
Yeah.
I like Bobby Fish, and yeah.
One final note with the Darby MJF promo. That was probably the greatest burn I heard out of Darby was saying, "At least I won a championship." It's like, oh, yeah. For me, it's
Yeah.
like he's won a championship. MJF won a purity ring.
Yeah.
twice.
So I guess he's a born again virgin.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Someone's get that chant started at MJF at a show. I'd do it here, but
What, purity ring or virgin
I'd do that there for Full Gear, but we don't
or
have it
MJF
anymore.
no balls?
No, I'm saying born again virgin at MJF, but yeah, like I said, I'd do that at Full
Okay,
Gear and
born
get started
again
on a big.
virgin. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that can work. That
but
can
we
work.
we can't. Just not happening. I don't have that opportunity. I'm not that blessed. So real quick,
we can scream Kenny no balls.
yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
that's fine.
I'm just saying I'm not going to be able to start the chat myself. So anyway, real quick, skim of the G1 Climax. Right now in A block, we have a tie for first place with Zack Sabre Jr. and the Great Okan. And Sabre holds the tiebreaker over Great Okan. So if they stay tied, Zack Sabre Jr. wins the A block. On the B block side of things, it is a tie with 6 points, 8 points each with Zack Sabre Jr. and Great Okan, and 6 points each with Jeff Cobb and Kazuchika Okada. And they haven't wrestled yet, so that may be the block decider on their side of things. Other notable names, Kota Ibushi and Shingo Takagi have 6 points in the A block. Tanahashi has 4 in the B block, and yeah, that's where we kind of stand right now. It's still, things are starting. It's kind of anybody's game still, except for Tetsuya Naito, who had to withdraw. So there you go. That's the G1 Climax report, and yeah, go Zack Sabre Jr. I'll let my bias show. CSJ. So WWE had a pay-per-view as well this week.
Oh, we have to end on this note.
Yeah, we're gonna end on this note because there's not really a lot we can talk about with it except for just it like this is a bad show. Like this show is.
Well,
No, we're not covering Road to the Top. As much as I love Cody, I don't care about reality shows.
no, that was a good show.
It was a decent show. I'm not a reality TV fan, but like
No.
I really like seeing the one thing if I can that I did get out of
No,
Roads to the Top is I really like seeing Cody like work with Ricky Starks and like talking to Darby and talking to Moxley and stuff like that.
I'll give like one episode. I'll give one episode to watch one day. It's not on my top 10 list.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I want to see how good Squid Game looks on Netflix.
But so like this
No
show,
spoilers, please.
This show was just really bad. Like it wasn't a good show.
It had some soft
It had some good stuff, but like everything, like I feel bad for people that pay actual money for these things. This was
And it was
not
in
good.
Columbus. It was in Ohio.
This is bad. This is very bad.
Oh, and WWE continues the tradition that if it's your hometown, you're gonna lose.
Who lost?
Alexa Bliss.
Oh, okay.
She's from OHOI. I can't even spell today now.
Yep.
And neither can Ohio State football.
So we have that. The Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch match goes to a no finish. Okay, I get they're building up to something else, but still, it's just kind of like
it could have. Sasha Banks literally could have came out after the match.
Yeah,
that would have meant somebody had to lose.
Yeah, so like this was like
there would have been a match. I don't care if Becky repeats.
This was the ultimate, like, if you can't find some other than if you're not gonna let them go to a time, if you're not gonna invoke that trope like AEW just did, if you can't find someone to lose, you don't do the match. It's simple. If you're not gonna have time limit draws be part of your canon, then and you don't want someone that neither person can lose, don't do the match. It's not difficult. The person, they wrestle different people, those two, and then people that they can beat. And then therefore, when you get to a point that one of them can lose, then you do the match there. It's not rocket science.
I will say my only satisfying moment was Charlotte ripping up Lily. It's like about freaking time. That's literally it.
I really don't
The only
understand.
time I actually feel happy
I don't.
to
I
see
don't.
Charlotte on top.
I don't
They're
feel
gonna
that.
bring in Dakota Kai to be a full-sized walking, talking Lily. I don't know why you're happy.
But the weird thing is, I think apparently, and this was apparently a botched moment where Alexa was supposed to spew out blood from her lips to, I don't know, it basically along the lines of how the exploding barbed wire match at Revolution failed, whereas Bliss couldn't cough a blood.
No. We had a bigger epic fail.
Well,
night.
she had an Alka-Seltzer
At least
tab in her mouth.
AEW made, at least like Kenny made fun of it.
Yeah.
There's
Because
still no excuse for it because it was still stupid and bad. And that
still,
shouldn't have
obviously, yeah, like I said, no excuse, but still they're trying to make up for it by saying, yeah, we screwed up.
Okay.
Vince will never, ever, ever admit that he did anything wrong. But no, she was supposed to foam at the mouth, and she just didn't have enough like liquid to make the Alka-Seltzer.
1 second, guys. I have to leave for a moment. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, we'll just talk about. We will just segue into this next part. The main event. Good match. They're doing really well. You know.
Yeah.
Tribal Chief. The Demon. Match I wanted to see. Something had to give. The Tribal Chief.
Top rope.
Yeah, something had to give the Tribal Chief for the Demon. Instead, the top rope gave out. You know, they have this big fucking elaborate fuckery about the Demon coming back over Finn Balor, and we're like, oh, hey, is he actually going to win? Are they going to do something with this? Like, holy shit. And the finish of the match was that he tripped him down. That's it. That's the finish.
190 pounds. It's too much.
He just
Thank God.
It broke and he fell down, and oh gee, he's vanquished. You know.
Thank God they did that so that AEW could reinforce their rings, and it didn't happen to poor Sammy.
Yeah. Just.
But it was fine.
So
it was fine when Sheamus's fat ass danced on that top rope.
So the way they got out of this is the Demon was so tough that it could beat. You know, the Demon could beat Bobby Lashley at a WrestleMania. The Demon could beat fucking Kevin Owens for the NXT title.
Yeah.
You know, the Demon could beat Seth Rollins to become the first Universal Champion. But the Demon, even with it demoning up, brother,
Hey,
his heart attack and everything going on, it could not handle falling off of a rope and just falling down.
I think the key.
Falling down a moderate distance. Not like off the stage, not off the top of a ladder, not off the top of the cage. No. Falling down a moderate distance. They're like, geez, that's mildly inconvenient.
Falling down the exact same height he was about to jump from.
Yeah.
I think the takeaway here is that the Samoans somehow have like the shaman ability to dispel a daemon.
Yeah, well, Miss Ace is saying that the Mysterios and Shawn Michaels prayed together about it, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's just expel the demons. They sage. That's what happened. They saged the ropes.
They must have.
So when the demon got on the ropes was like, be gone. And the demon was gone. And then Finn Balor can't handle that kind of a fall.
Yeah, only the Demon can.
But
so
the demon was expelled.
Yeah, just
that happened.
Yeah.
So Finn Balor to AEW, guys.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. I got nothing. I
So
got just that's done. Like that's like there's no.
who will face the tribal chief now that he has these powers? Other than Brock, because that
Whoever
doesn't count.
that's say who will face the
That's
tribal chief. Whoever the Saudi prince wants to put in front of him.
that's
Who.
a one and done. We both know that they will get a private jet and successfully make it out of Saudi Arabia, so that's fine. Who else can make it home from Saudi Arabia next month?
We will see. We will see. And we will see what happens next week. I want to thank you all for watching this show. If you enjoyed, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comic books, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Check out some of my other videos. Check out the collection comic of the weeks. I really enjoy being able to make those videos. And check out this week's Geeking Out podcast. My guest was Ken Murphy. We talked about Cape Comic Con in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which CJ and I will be at. And if you remember from the old gaming videos, Fathead, he will also be there. So if you're at Cape Girardeau, Missouri at Cape Comic Con and you see us, come say hello. Come say, hey, fuck you for shitting on Adam Cole. Do you not understand what good wrestling is? And I will say, okay, well, thank you. And we'll move along. Also going to be at WrestleMax STL this weekend and Glory Pro Wrestling in St. Louis. Some big weekend with Minoru Suzuki booked. Hopefully that there's no issues there, because you never know what kind of issues happen in independent wrestling. But yeah, follow me on social media: facebook.com/athleticgeek89, Twitter athletic_geek89, Instagram athleticgeek89. I'm on Patreon if you'd like to help improve this channel financially. Easy's still gone, so I'll take the lead on his. Follow him on Twitter at Eric Zarins. So give him a holler. And CJ, I know you got Twitter.
At CJ Team All Zeros.
Team All Zeros. So, and Nick couldn't make it, but I'm sure he'll check this out some other point in time. We'll appreciate you all for checking us out. And for Easy and CJ, we're just Marks, and we're out. Have a good one.